you had mentioned, I was kind of thinking about the kids that get helped and the life-changing surgeries for them, but boy, you guys also will help parents as well sometimes. It's people that are getting helped. It's not just kids, right?
Yep, that's right. That's right. We actually, one story that stood out to me recently is the story of Paul Cherie, who is a mother who had an injury to her eye when she was young and lost sight in that one, and developed a really thick cataract and became blind completely in both eyes. Not long before her daughter was born, and she had this beautiful, lovely little girl that she had never been able to see before, and we were fortunately able to help restore her sight in the one eye that had a cataract, and 24 hours after that surgery, she got to hold her baby and see her for the first time. So what a moment. Right?
You remember holding your daughters for the first time and how great that was. Can you imagine if you'd never seen them and then getting to see them? You're like, oh my gosh.
It's unfathomable. I can't speak. And I could listen to stories like that all day long. It's amazing. Is that not amazing?
No, absolutely.
And how old was her daughter when she saw her?
Yeah, she was about 2.
Like
2 years.
Because like 2 years, you already know her.
2 years.
You know, like you know who this kid is. And so, can you imagine being able to see her for the first time? Like, oh, that's what you look like. That's amazing.
It obviously in a much larger scale, but it makes me think of kids and even adults who get those color correcting glasses, who are colorblind, and just seeing the emotion. I cry every time. It's like watching an episode of Extreme Home Makeover or something. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
But that is just on such another level. And thanks for what you do. Like, wow, it's awesome. Yeah.
I'm actually colorblind.
Are you really?
I really am.
Wally, we need
that's
to get
why
you
I
some
wore
glasses.
that shirt, I guess. And I don't know if it matches anything. But yeah,
let's
I'm
get you some
colorblind.
glasses, bro.
Yeah, I know. I've always wanted to have that moment, like where you're like, "What just happened? This is amazing."
Okay.
Yeah.
All right,
so
you're giving me ideas.
my birthday's coming up, so whatever.
Okay.
So now, Justin, like you've been working with Mercy Ships. We talked about this like for a long time. Have you guys ever had setbacks or problems while you're building your boats? I mean, 10 years to build a boat, like, and you can't. I've always, like, how do you know where every outlet is and how every pipe hooks together?
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot of people working on a lot of details. Yeah, we definitely had some setbacks. This latest ship we built, Global Mercy, was built in China, and we finished during the height of the pandemic. And China had really, really severe lockdowns with the pandemic. Yeah. And if you recall, the pandemic really kicked off with lockdowns around Chinese New Year in 2020. And so a lot of our folks who were on the team on site managing the project were out of the country and couldn't get back. So this was a huge setback for us because we didn't have the expertise there to help the shipyard know some of the things that they needed to know to finish out the hospital well. So this was a really challenging moment where, you know, we really had to just kind of sit back and ask ourselves what the next right thing to do was on a regular basis, and just to not be afraid of taking those steps. And that meant a longer, harder timeline for us, but here we are today with the ship that's just about ready to serve folks in Dakar, Senegal.
Do you have to start designing your next ship now? I mean, where it takes so long?
Yeah, so a lot of the time in the 10-year timeline for the Global Mercy was kind of the conceptual design to get things ready. So we've got a pretty good idea today, thanks to that good hard work before. So it shouldn't take quite as long this time, but yeah, I am eager to start on another.